Snake. Peace Walker is
Yep, I did a whole bunch of yapping, but Huey told us we need to get to the ancient Olmec Legends of the Hidden Temple with his ID card. We gotta find Strangelove. And we gotta destroy the AI. I'm all about destroying the AI. Even though it's weird because there shouldn't be an AI yet. Anyway, let's go to single player. And let's go to briefing files because I want to talk to Huey about something here. Let's see. No, we don't need these. Maybe it's this one.
I gotta say, I'm surprised you helped.
Nope, that's not the one. That's a spoiler. Hey, that's a spoiler. No. Taking down the AI weapons. Ah, Pupa, here it is.
The pupa increases its mobility by using compressed air to hover its rear section. It moves by means of its treads and boosters. Those boosters also provide the propulsion needed for high-speed movement.
So if I take out the boosters, it won't be able to charge.
Right. I suppose you could also avoid its attacks by lying down beneath it. The pupa is also equipped with electrical shock
Yep, we
units.
saw all these.
It uses these devices.
Now, it's
They
funny,
look
you
like
only get
lightning
these
rods
after you
to
recruit
direct
Huey,
discharge.
so
Guess I should pull the plug on those too.
it's
Good
kind
idea. What else? Well,
of silly.
as with all AI machines, you can incapacitate the entire unit by taking out the AI
Because this
itself.
would have been
If you
useful
can
during
get
the
hatch
fight,
open
but
and
no,
climb
you can't
inside,
get it
you could
until
pull out
afterwards.
the memory boards. Lights out AI. We may be able to use those boards for ourselves. If you can, try and get inside the AI pod and have a crack at it. You won't be able to do that until you've damaged it enough to stop it from moving first.
Got it. Usual tactics first, then.
Usual tactics, blow it up. You know? I don't remember. I don't remember where it is. I don't remember where it is. He's got a call somewhere. Maybe it's this one?
Okay, but why does Peace Walker need to walk on two legs? I'd think treads would be good enough.
You'd be wrong. As you know, the terrain in Central America is rugged and complex, especially along the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. You've got jungles, swamps, mountains, and the only way to get across all that terrain, no matter how rugged, is on legs.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be tough to cross a swamp, even on legs?
It wasn't easy, that's for sure. The reason we picked Costa Rica as a proving ground is because we can test it on every type of terrain.
Okay, so this is some in-universe explanation for why these weapons have two legs and walk around. And these are the ones I was looking for. These two.
I based the bipedal locomotion technology used in Peace Walker on Soviet research.
Oh, yeah?
Actually, I'll be honest with you. I stole most of the basic ideas behind it.
Oh, and Emmerich stole some ideas?
Bipedal?
Ah!
You mean Granin?
Granin!
Know him?
Yeah. I met him at his lab in Russia.
Granin mention!
He helped me out a little bit.
You met him? What were you?
He was head of the Granin Design Bureau, creator of countless Soviet weapons.
I'd hit a wall in my research at the time. Granin's ideas solved nearly
Yeah,
all
we saw
my
your
problems.
picture in his office.
There's nothing unusual about using somebody else's work to further your own research, is there?
As long as you cite it, yeah. But I wasn't in a position to do
Oh,
that.
are you also an
His research was
opportunistic
classified
coward,
at the
Mr.
highest level.
Huey Emmerich?
Soviet research, no less.
So, you used it without telling anybody.
I wanted to show up my colleagues for once. The ones who never took me seriously. But you reap what you sow. Coldman seized on that vulnerability. Told me if I quit the project, he'd expose my larceny.
He had you by the balls, Doc.
Forgot Snake said that. Yeah. We actually do talk a little bit about Granin, believe it or not. It's pretty cool.
How'd you get your hands on Granin's research?
Yeah, I
That was
just
also
said.
Coldman.
They
He
had.
used his
He was
agency
Gronin's
contacts to
friend.
get a
We
hold of it.
called
Giving you stolen
Sigint
information,
about
then
it,
using it to blackmail you.
and he couldn't remember
I
if
knew
his
it
name was
Gronin's
Heinrich
work
or
the minute I
Emerson.
saw it. See, I'd been corresponding with him for a while.
Yeah, again, we saw your
Corresponding.
picture.
Letters. Between scientists doing the same kind of research. He always complained that nobody understood his ideas on bipedal locomotion.
Ah, so you're the American friend he was talking
Yep.
about.
Obviously, he didn't write a
I do
word
like that
about
they
the
followed up
technology
on
in his
that.
letters, except for one time. If by chance anything should happen to me, I entrust my research to you.
If by chance I get
Better
punched in a
that than
barrel.
handing it over to these ignorant so-called scientists.
Sounds like him, all right.
Then one day, his papers actually came.
Nice
It
shoes.
wasn't hard for me to imagine what had happened to him. I felt it was my duty to carry on his work after him. And also,
What?
I thought maybe combining his technology with mine could be a way to bring East and West together, like the docking of Apollo and Soyuz.
It'll never make the history books. And it's still not a reason to plagiarize.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Ironic
I never
considering
had the
all the
courage to tell the
plagiarism in
truth,
early Metal
that's
Gear
all.
games, but
I
you
always
know.
looked for excuses to cover it up.
Until now.
Huh?
You told me everything. You're no longer a coward.
Well, not in that regard. Yeah, it's everyone's favorite character who does nothing wrong, Huey Emmerich. It does feel weird having David Hayter and Christopher Randolph. For one, it feels a little weird. I mentioned this last mission too, but Peace Walker's very odd coming back to in hindsight. Because it's one of the best Metal Gear games, but it sets up for some of the worst plot points and worst decisions. And clearly it's, it's Chris Randolph, David Hayter. It's an Emmerich and a Snake talking to each other to sort of harken back to the old days of Metal Gear Solid specifically. But yeah, in hindsight, even more so than it being odd to have David Hayter talking to Huey, it's weird to have Snake talking to Huey. If you know, you know, but it's kind of odd. Let's talk about Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Huh? What about it?
You mumbled that when I first explained about Peace Walker. I'm curious what it meant.
Exactly what it says. Metal Gear. Gronin coined the term.
Gronin did?
He thought of his technology as the Metal Gear that meshes infantry with artillery.
I like the sound of that.
I
Metal
like the
Gear.
sound of that.
It's got a nice ring to
Yeah,
it.
like you could name a video
Better than
game
an
after
outright
it.
lie like Peace Walker, anyway.
So now, by this point, yes, we've truly come full circle on the offhand comment in MGS2 that the technology to make Metal Gear is Russian. We kind of knew that before by the time of MGS3, but now it's kind of spelled out. There's a lot of the briefing files in this game. I look at it as one step forward and two steps back. It's really nice to be able to access these whenever, but I would really appreciate a best of both worlds where I could call someone on the codec and maybe have a menu, right? Where it's either you just call them and see what they say, and maybe after you reach a certain point where you might have missed a call, you could just pick that from a sub-menu that would work like this, because I like being able to call people in the middle of a mission as a little breather. This is not the most interesting thing, and this game has some of the second worst presentation in the series for these calls, which is a shame because, yeah, some of them are pretty good.
Those papers the CIA gave you, was there any data on the Shagohod in there?
Shagohod?
A nuclear tank that launches IRBMs. It competed against Gronin's system for approval.
Oh, the thing with the rockets. Designed by a guy named Sokolov, right?
What's so funny?
That
No,
laugh.
I was just remembering some of the commentary Gronin added to the Shagohod
Yeah, he hated
papers.
it.
You should have seen the way he badmouthed it. It was too conservative, too ugly.
I can imagine.
He was so angry when he wrote that, he smeared up the ink. And you know how shoddy the paper is over there to begin with.
I'll bet. That's grounding, all right.
Imagine accelerating the launcher itself to 300 miles an hour to extend the range of an IRBM. As stupid as it sounds, it's a hell of a concept. Who but the Soviets would think of using a tank as the first stage of a rocket? I actually took a cue from the Shagahod
Oh, did you?
when I developed the Pupa.
That hovercraft thing? You stole that one, too?
Give me a little credit. I only borrowed the concept. The technology is original. As it turned out, hover technology wasn't enough to handle all the terrain in Central America. It relied too much on brute force.
But the Shagahod was a major threat. That thing could corner like you wouldn't believe. Built
Yeah, it
pretty
did
tough,
sick drifts.
too.
We remember
You
those
sure
drifts.
know a lot about it.
It almost did me in. I couldn't forget it if I tried.
Did you in? So you were the one who took it down. Wow! You really are amazing.
Would you say
I
that I'm the
do it alone.
toughest, craziest,
No,
most hardcore
seriously,
badass on the
thank you.
planet?
We
Perhaps
might
that
not
I am
be
the
here
shit?
today if they'd begun mass-producing that thing. Then again, they're hard at work now miniaturizing nuclear warheads. Pretty soon they won't even need an accelerated launcher like the Shagahod.
Great. That means they're that much closer to being able to launch from anywhere in the world.
Alright, I think that's good. Just wanted to get some of those in there because I think there's some of the more interesting ones. You know me, I love my Metal Gear technology. Let's use Snake. Let's get rid of these things because we're not fighting an AI weapon anymore. And let's just use the higher rank stuff because why not? I won't use it for the boss fights, but you know. We also used night vision goggles. Rank 1. Let's just skip to rank 5 to show you the difference. And, I think that's pretty okay, but let's use this, the Neo Moss Camo. This is an improved version of the Moss Camo from MGS3. You can see right there, pretty much gives us A ranks in our camouflage and everything, except for Jungle, Swamp, and Ruins, which is S rank. So it's basically the best camo in the game. Again, something you won't have for a majority of the game because it's very silly to unlock. But I unlocked it, so let's use it here. Unlocking it involves ghosts.
Snake, how's the mule treating you?
At this pace, I should be there by tomorrow morning.
You've got to hurry. The AI could be completed any time now.
It'd be nice to have a guide.
We need a better
Already on it.
equine.
I've
We need to
enlisted
Baku
Nazi.
Baku Shin.
She knows the jungle pretty well.
Snake, I know you are an expert in survival, but you need to stay alert.
I really like these illustrations for the radio.
So foggy, you can hardly see the trees.
I don't know if anything is actually displaying them, but they're very MGS1.
Including 400 types of orchids. There are also 500
Which again makes the radio calls presentation kind of painful because it's like, why didn't you give us this cool stuff?
Miraculously survived centuries of earthquakes.
An AI lab in a Mayan ruin. Who'd have thought, hey, Huey?
My sentiments exactly. That doesn't mean security's any less tight, though. You still have the ID card.
Hey, speaking of
don't you?
callbacks,
Got it right here.
That'll get you
let's
through
just
the
take
gate,
off
no
our
problem.
shirt and
You're on your own. As long as the AI
start digging
remains
around in the
unsettled,
water for something.
Goldman's plans on ice.
What about security?
Why are you making puns, Huey? Look!
It
Look,
shouldn't
it's
be a
like
problem
Snake
for you.
Eater!
The
Look, we're
Strange
shirtless and
demand
eating a fish like
security
Snake Eater.
presence inside the lab be kept
While there's an MGS1 codec. They really, again, like, this, you know,
Knows we're here. He's raised
some of the plot
security in the
stuff
area surrounding the
bothers me a little bit because there's certain things. By the way, remember, we've got a big snake-shaped scar on our chest.
Maybe scouts in the jungle
But some of the imagery, maybe I'm just biased because it's a cool art style. That's probably it. I like it, though. There's that wacky space helicopter. We know it's called the Chrysalis now. You probably missed that in the prior cutscene because I wouldn't shut the hell up, but yeah, it's called the Chrysalis. Oh no, scared our donkey. I'm gonna be real, I kind of forgot Paz was a character for a minute.
Strangelove's lab is a few miles
Yeah,
from
you're
the
kind of meant to talk to her more.
Before the AI is complete, don't let that happen.
Like I said, though, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, right? You can't just call her on the... You're not seeing a menu where you can just simply call her on the codec. And because we can't... Oh, man, look at that! Oh, we are rolling around at the speed of sound. And because we can't go to our base and see and interact with people, it's kind of like... They could have handled it better. Oh, yeah. Hey, look, there's a fish in there. Hey, we also do have a button somewhere. We can use a codec.
Go to the lab and destroy Peace Walker's... Watch out. Enemy search may not spot enemies that are actively hidden.
Interrupted us. So, you know, we don't get, like, traditional codec calls, but we do get this.
Sighting enemies would be a cinch with a pair of night vision goggles.
So it makes it even weirder, because it's just...
Strangelove's lab is north of there.
They'll give you mission-relevant...
I wish there was something I could do. Be strong, Snake.
I heard in Japan they have morpho butterflies almost 6 feet long. I wonder if it's true.
That's not true. Mission-relevant stuff, but it's like, why is it not just a traditional codec? I don't know.
Structural coloring on these morphos. Fascinating.
I've never been that far before. Be careful, Snake.
And you can see there's a lot.
Our future is in your hands. The lab seems to be located.
There may be snipers hidden. It was a love letter? You'll have to show it to me sometime.
Yeah, the letter that Huey gave us. He asked us not to read it. We can read it and see it's a love letter.
Dr. Strangelove's lab. What do you know? A love letter. Never thought he had it in him.
We had a mule in my house once. He was a real...
There's a lot of these, right? So isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that there's no... We can't just talk to the characters normally, either through codec or... Again, we have a base. We have a snake base now.
Morpho butterflies. Pretty, aren't they?
I don't know. It's a little odd.
Good sniper changes position as...
I cannot believe you would poke your nose into someone else's personal life like
Like,
that.
listen to how many of these there are.
I've never been that far before.
Head for the lab.
All right, so they're repeating themselves.
Snake, help us reclaim peace.
And yeah, we've kind of looped around to generic ones. But the whole situation with the codecs and everything is just bizarre in this game. Also, yeah, when we lie down here, 78%. Kind of crazy. Right here, there's a sniper. We're just gonna deal with him. Those enemies with the bandanas, they have... I'm gonna hope they don't spot me, but if they spot me, for one, they don't make any sounds, and they're difficult to see. So yeah, we were told about night vision goggles. Look how much better the rank 5 night vision goggles are. No static, and people are just bright white. Wow, pretty crazy. We can see them with the Sultan radar, but the sound radar won't show them because they're not making any sounds. Neither will the Sonic Eye. If they spot us, and if we try to CQC them, they'll do the wire attack that the Haven Troopers did in MGS4. Yeah, the codec, though, it's very odd. It's odd. I know that they kind of had to come up with these weird solutions. But I feel like it's not the worst, but it's not my favorite. I think Metal Gear Rising probably has my favorite solution, which is just give me a separate menu. But this game takes it, again, one step forward by actually labeling the calls. So I think it should have just been a regular setup, and because we have a mission structure, it would be, okay, when you complete the mission, you unlock all the calls that you could have heard during the mission in a separate menu where they tell you about them. But instead, you know,
There could be enemies anywhere. Stay sharp.
we get a ton of really generic things like that. Now, the reason I was calling so much at the near the water's edge is because it might be a later version of this mission, but if you keep calling on the codec near the water after you have Huey, eventually he'll say something like, what is it? I think he says, I don't know why, but the water always makes me a little nervous. And yeah, if you know his fate, you know why that's very funny. There's both a lot of really good callbacks and respect for where this takes place in the timeline, and also a lot of anachronisms that I don't like. The Chrysalis has a gigantic anachronism. And you might have seen it. I'll point it out when we actually fight against it, because spoilers, of course we're going to fight against it. But like, this is... Oh, hey. It's a really good game that I really like, but man, it's got some silliness. It's like... Normally, when a game like this happens... And it's such a big step up from the prior game. I mean, again, this is the sequel to MGS4. And look how, like, we are back. We are so back. This is Snake Eater shenanigans, man. We are so back. So then the follow-up to this, considering the gameplay is so much better, and they get, like, you know, there's a couple goofy things with the plot, but for the most part, it's pretty good. The follow-up to this should have been amazing. It should have been the best Metal Gear game ever, but, well... Huey needs to find a place without water or stairs. Yes, he needs to live in a ranch home in the middle of the desert. That's where he needs to live. So I think this is where most people play up to. Look, this is a Morpho butterfly. Is this mission. Because, oh my gosh, it's a Hind battle! Oh, I think that's a Hind C? B? C? It's got the squared... No, it's a Hind A. Yes, it's a Hind A. The squared cockpit is a Hind A. Hey, look! The reason I spent so much time listening to calls is because I knew that this was a particularly short mission, because all missions are not created equal in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Yeah, we got a helicopter fight next. Oh, we gotta fire people. Let's see. I keep pressing the wrong button. It's square. We're going to get rid of people in our waiting room that have bad stats. Just because there's no reason. Increasing your heroism gives you more volunteers, which basically just means your waiting room is always filled with useless men and not fantastic S-rank men. And women. And that's a problem. Even B rank. Combat B rank is not worth it. Let's get rid of like one or two more. Yeah, combat B rank, not worth it. Volunteer, that's cool and all, but... Oh, combat E rank? Alright.
You're fired.